Hey everybody, welcome to another little recap. This is the final one of the season. I'm Billy Rainford with Greg Poisson here. It's the wrap-up show from the 4th round of the Rockstar Triple Crown Supercross Series. We're sitting here, we're losing light, so we're going to blast on through it. Lots of celebrating going on because it was the season ender. We got lucky with more sun, it was hot, the track was, I liked it. I thought the track was good, more Supercrossy. We got a guy right behind there who could tell us what he thought about it, but his thumbs up or thumbs down? Cartwright, thumbs up.
Yeah, he did well this weekend, so of course thumbs up.
So okay, yeah, so we're got Greg here. Let's go through quickly, get into the 250s and the 450s. Like I say, it's getting dark. 11th place, we had 223 Austin Jones, went 10-11. 295, Keenan Peterson 11-8, ended up 10th.
Yep.
And then in the top 118, that's Chris De Silva, went 7-9. Need to start that guy, ended up 9th.
Yeah, bad starts ruined his day.
Did for sure. He got a 5th in the second main, cheers everybody, in the second main yesterday, and that was pretty impressive. And he figures he belongs up in that top 5. So cheers, Greg.
Cheers.
And yeah, so that's where he wants to be. He just left here. He's heading off back to Quebec, so he's got to drive ahead of him. But cheers, everyone. Yeah, ahead of him, 8-6. Man, I looked right at that light now. I can't even see what I'm looking at here. Number 66. Okay.
I got a lot of packing and I gotta beat the light.
Okay, that's Josh Cartwright's going to be back for an interview, but all right.
Perfect.
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, and sorry, 66, Jamie Powell went 8-6 for 8th.
Yeah.
Was he in some battles or did he end up by himself out there?
He was kind of in some battles, definitely looked a little bit better as the weekend went on. You know, bad starts again, but I think he'd be happy with that. So, I mean, 6 is nothing to shake it, you know, be upset about, so.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys who don't have much experience in Supercross, they're pretty much happy that they got out of here kind of unscathed. Most guys are scathed somehow.
Yeah, that's a big
everyone's
list.
Nursing some injuries, still able to ride. Some guys, definitely, there's probably hardly any of them that are left that are 100% out there without some kind of, from hitting the ground. Quinn Amy out there, 410 for 7th. Great first moto. That second one, man, there was a traffic jam there, and then there was some crunch time with Guillaume St. Cyr.
Yeah, that got pretty gnarly. I watched the whole thing. I was up with the Carlson Racing team on the berm watching the race, and you know, Quinn was definitely getting aggressive. So was St. Cyr, and they just got together. Both went down. Bikes were connected. I don't really want to speculate too much because I think it's still under some, you know, they're still looking at it. But it definitely looked like some bikes are being moved by other people so that weren't their bikes. I don't know the real, you know, rule behind that, but yeah, definitely wasn't. Nobody was really happy about that one.
Right, no, and they were both kind of around the podium afterwards. Guillaume was really fired up. Quinn was kind of running around without a shirt on, looking for just to kind of straighten it out. Yeah, Guillaume, I mean, hey,
this is moto. Who cares?
It is moto. Everybody's fine. I'm sure everybody, you know, everybody wants cooler heads. I went up to Guillaume and said, "Hey, man, stay cool, buddy. You know what I mean. You had a great season. You still ended up doing well. So,
stay cool."
Yeah, so 6-7 for Guillaume, who ended up 6th there. 9-4, number 25, Tyler Gibbs.
Yep.
What did you think of him? I know there was, like, in that second main, there was a big group of guys.
Yeah.
He was riding a wide bike, I would say. I mean, he was going well, but there were some guys trying to fight to get by him.
Yeah, he's no joke. He's definitely got the indoor experience. So I think as the track got pretty beat, he kind of started to shine a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, he's the lone Honda underneath that GDR kind of rig thing. I don't know what's going on because he didn't have the graphics or anything, but I know he's riding
just got some help. Road practice bike.
Yeah, road practice bike. So I'm glad that they got to you know, have him out there. But I mean, it's good now he's back to BC.
Heading back to BC, 9-4 for him. Nice finish up. 4th place, number 41, Jeremy MacKay, went 5-5. Man, I want to see that guy get a start and run with those leaders.
Yeah, Jeremy in practice was one of the first. Actually, he told me the first guy to blitz a whoops on a 250 before Marshall. I said it was Marshall. He said it was him, so I'll take his word for it. But yeah, he did seem to be really good and really strong, doing that triple right up front every lap. You know, it's yeah, he just needs that start.
Yeah, good future. I mean, we've been watching this kid for years. Always looks professional on the track. I mean, has good style, just looks good. Looks like he should be going, you know, on the podium for sure. So, it'll be interesting to see what he can do after a full winter of training, coming back in next year. Again, starts. I wanted to see what he could do. So, hopefully, we'll get to see that soon. And how about 3rd place, man? Casey Keist took himself out of the game last week because of his sore knee.
Yeah.
Came back just to see if he could ride. Rode great. Ended up 3rd. 3-3. Man. 3rd place.
Awesome, yeah, great for the Carlson Racing team. You know, he was looking good at Delany near the end of the outdoors, and then, you know, apparently got hurt. Still is obviously hurt, but toughed it out. And looked really good. Super solid guy, and he's excited to get going in the Western Recross series. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, he and Tyler Gibbs, BC kids, they came up through that Future West Moto program.
Yep.
Lots of indoor experience. He looked great out there. I went over there earlier. There was Davey Fraser up with his leg up with his heel surgery,
yep.
and there was Casey up there with the big ice pack on his right knee. So I mean, guys are hurting, but man, Casey, good job for him.
Yeah, I was expecting a fill-in call there, but Brent must have lost my number. It's fine, but you know what? Those are good guys, and I'm available if need be.
All right, and going 2-2, another guy I want to see get the starts. Marco Canelo, man, had the speed, ended up second, 2-2.
Yeah, I got a lot of love for Marco and the whole MX 101 team. Marco was all over Marshall that first moto a couple times, made a mistake at the end, but the guy was just crushing it. Super excited, just needed to commit to the pass and then make the pass. I think that's what happened with him. And then he had a little tip over that second main event, but I mean, super solid, and he should be really happy for that, and the future for him.
All right, and now taking the overall undefeated, all 4 rounds he won. Marshall Welton,
yeah,
took the wins. Number 19, Marshall Welton, we're talking about. He's over there, kind of celebrating with his teammate Matt Gurkey, who is now retired. That was his final race, so that's kind of fun over there, right? Sorry, we got the camera facing the wrong way, but trust us, it's right over there. But yeah, what do you think of Marshall?
Marshall, I mean, class of the field. Definitely, I expected him to be that, and he succeeded in every way. He got good starts. He seems to be a real tactician where he does everything with a purpose, not a ton of flair or style. Everything he does means something when he's on the track, and I think that's kind of neat. Super smooth and good to see, and no mechanicals, no major crashes or anything. I know he had a bit of a issue in practice, but that was just small mechanical and no big deal.
Right now the big question is, what do they do with him next year? Does he go 450 or does he stay 250? So that's we gotta wait. We're heading into the silly season here, so there's all kinds of stuff we could talk about, but we'll save that for another time. We're gonna breeze through this here for the final round here. Yep. So that was the 250 class. Let's get to the because you've got a long drive ahead of you. Mine's not quite as long as yours.
Couple hours, 3 hours.
3 hours. All right, man. I keep looking at that light and I can't see a thing down here when I look. But let's go to the 450 class. So we'll get through here. 11th place, Eric Schulz, number 243. He went out there and did 10-11.
Yeah, good to see Eric out there. He didn't, was it yesterday or last weekend? He had an OJ incident, I think it was, or something. And kind of strained himself, so it's good to see him back out there and having some fun. And, he looked good, he looked like he was having some fun. And the track was definitely, something we didn't touch on, was much more technical this weekend and a little bit slower, but a bigger track as well. So, I mean, I think it actually worked in a lot of guys' favors. All
right, number 170, Damon Lux, 11-10 for, they kind of swapped places there.
Yep.
He ended up 10th overall. Let's get into the top here. 57, Dario Zecca. He went 9-9 for 9th.
Yeah, consistent, that's for sure.
I know he was getting, poor guy, he was getting lapped at the end of the whoops there when Matt and Cole were having their little cat and mouse thing, and he didn't know where to go to get out of the way because they were swerving all over trying to get in each other's way. So, man, Dario ended up in the middle of that.
Yeah, with Dario, just keep his head about him and his wits about him a bit more, I think, and he'll get better. And if those guys come at you pretty quick. So I know him and Cole had a little thing at the end of the second moto too. I don't know what the purpose of that was or what the real reason was, but I know Cole wasn't happy at all, so I'm sure they talked about it, and now they've hugged it out, or socially distanced.
They are parked pretty much next to each other, so there's no avoiding it.
Yep.
Okay, at number 83, Tommy Dallaire went 8-8, very consistent, ended up by himself. He was having a little bit of a battle for a while there, but ended up by himself.
Yeah, he always seems to kind of end up by himself. It's kind of like that second half of the pack just ends up getting spread out, and they're getting lapped so quickly because the track is so short that it's one of those things where you're getting lapped, so you don't want to be impeding anyone, but you still want to be racing forward. I think that happens with Tommy and a lot of the guys too, so that's a bummer. But no, he looked good and looked better every time he's out there.
Yeah, now we're going to say this a few times because these guys did end up by themselves actually, because Ryan Derry seemed to have taken that next step in his Supercross riding for sure. He went 7-7 for 7th.
Yep.
Looked great, I thought.
Yeah, Ryan completely surprised me this weekend. I watched him in that second moto. Was doing the triple almost every lap. One of the only guys to do that in that kind of second half of the field. Didn't do it every lap, of course. Had a bit of a scare one time too. Came up a little bit short, rode it out. Awesome to see him. He really looked like I don't know where he's been riding or what he's been doing, but it looks completely different than he did last weekend. So good for him. Really good for him.
Right, and then Logan Lites, he again 6'6", consistent. Ended up 6th overall. He was in some good battles, like with Moffenbauer and with Keelan Messen for a while there, and then they got by him and then kind of distanced themselves from him. But Logan Lites,
That's kind of funny with him is that it seems like him and Moff are and I'm sure there's times that Steve Sims is pulling his hair out because it's Moff and Sam, his teammate Sam Gaynor.
Is that Sam back there?
Yeah, Sam back there.
I can't see because it's light.
No, I saw him earlier. They were getting together in the outdoors a lot, which was pretty cool to see, but it seems like Moff just likes to hang out with his teammates. Just a friendly guy,
Yeah, that's
friend of
right.
the show, as we say, friend of the show. So super friendly guy, just likes to hang out. So
He likes to hang out.
happens.
He also likes to hang out with number 10, Keelan Messen, who went 4-5.
Yeah.
Those guys were together in that second one. They've done like backcountry snowboarding and stuff like that together.
Yeah,
they know each other well.
super proud of Keelan for that. I spent a lot of time with the Carlson Racing team, and he looked like he was actually breathing out there for once, which was nice. This
Skimming
weekend,
the whoops nicely.
Skimming the whoops. I was expecting that out of him, and it was awesome. Really proud of him for that. And I know I talked to him throughout the day, and he was really he just felt a lot better. He just felt more relaxed, and it showed because he wasn't kind of getting those good starts that he's known for and kind of going backwards. It was staying up there and being a factor right to the end.
Right on. And he swapped places with Moffenbauer, who we were mentioning. He ended up 4th. He went 5-4, and we are just talking about that.
Yep.
Sean, again, took a while, but he started blitzing the whoops as well.
Yep. Yeah.
They were a bit easier today. They kind of came down a little bit, so that was kind of nice.
Yeah, Sean mentioned he doesn't have a ton of experience on a 450 in Supercross, so I think he's getting better as he goes. And you can't help but root for Sean because he's just a good guy, and he's getting better all the time.
Yeah, for sure. And how about this guy? He was just over here hanging out. Josh Cartwright, 3-3 for 3rd. Ended up 3rd in the series there too. So good for him.
Yeah, I mean Cartwright's always smiling. You can't help but be happy for the guy when he does well, and the whole PRMX team and Julian, and Julian's such a passionate guy for Moto 2, and it's just good to see them get some good results. And I figured Josh would be the guy to get that for him. So congratulations to that whole program.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what they do if they do some racing in Quebec. I know there's at least one thing left coming up, kind of a one-off event coming up. Does Josh head south and try to grab some, see what's going on with Supercross, and it's going to be fun to watch what the PRMX team gets to do this coming year.
Yeah, well, I know they've got riders scattered all over the place. So
right, Cade Clayson's going to be racing.
Yeah, Cade.
Next week, I guess.
And they've got Dakota Alex is still running flying their colors and their gear and everything. So, who knows what's going to happen.
And how about this? Boy, we could have got, man, we're going to run out of tape when we start talking about these guys. Cole Thompson and Matt Gurkey swap wins. Cole Thompson finished 2nd overall with 1-2 finishes. Man, that was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, Cole's a racer, and when those two got into the first moto, I thought there was going to be some fireworks. Not a ton. I'd say more sparklers than anything, but then then Cole kind of made a pass right before the whoops because that's really where he needed to make it happen, and unfortunately Matt went down. They seemed to be okay after the moto. I was fully expecting some words at least, but they let me down. That's okay though.
Well, Cole even gave him the hang loose afterwards. Kind of waited for him, gave him the hang loose.
They were hanging loose, that's for sure. But yeah, it was cool to see that because I know Matt just wanted to get through the weekend, and we'll go on to now. Matt Gurkey went 2-1, and it was pretty cool. Matt's been around for a really, really long time up here and in the States too, and has had some success, won some titles up here, and I was actually sitting beside Scott Donkersgood, who I know worked with him at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And
got a title with him?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they were, he came around for that last few laps. Everyone's cheering for him. It was just really cool and kind of a bit emotional way too to see that because he was a staple here for so long. So everyone's really excited. I know we did a bit of a kind of a half parade lap, and
yeah, normally in a Supercross, you do a parade lap, there'd be a lot more people cheering. Here, there were a few people along the grassy knoll there, but he loved it. It was good. He soaked it in.
Yeah.
Said he even, like I interviewed him, I'll put a little video up of a little thing from Matt from today, but I was talking to him at the end of the day, and he said that he was able to, in that second one, to kind of sit back, kind of relax and go, man, and soak it in. So he was kind of thinking about stuff. He was starting to mention people from way back in his past there when we were talking about thanking people and stuff. So he did enjoy it. He did want to go out on top. Matt just won his final pro moto up here.
It's a Cinderella story in a way, and it doesn't get much better than that. In a way, because there was no spectators here, I think it's kind of cool because it was all people that he's worked with or known for so many years. It was just kind of like to look at it that way, in a positive way. That was everyone that he knew, and it was much more intimate, we'll call it, in a way, for the final his final race. So and he did so well. That second moto, he was out front and gone. And see you later.
What would you do? Say you're out there and it's Matt Gurkey's last race ever. Would you keep trying to beat him, or would you let him win?
I mean, I wouldn't be out there with Matt ever, that's for sure. But if I was, hypothetically speaking, I would. Matt's a great guy, super nice guy. So I mean, if I was ever in that position, I'd probably let him have it. But I wouldn't let him know that though.
No,
I would not let him.
He
know
knows
that.
now.
Oh shoot! I'd tip
Sam,
over.
what would you do? Are you still there?
I'd let him have it.
Yeah, Sam would do. Sam Gaynor.
Of course, Sam would. Sam's just a
great guy too. Yeah, friend of the show as well. So.
Friend of the show.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, yeah, we'll do a separate one for the overalls and kind of the series and things like that. Trophies were given out, the belts, the you know, the Triple Crown belts, the cups, all kinds of stuff was given out. Got all kinds of photo, little video clips for that kind of stuff, so we'll certainly talk about that. We don't want to do that now because we'll be here all night.
Yep.
And we are losing our daylight, and I'm not even sure what else. What do you got?
I mean, it was an awesome year. It's one of the craziest years we ever experienced when it came to the world in general, and it's hats off to the whole MRC crew, Triple Crown, all those guys. You know, you can name them all. Everyone down from the flaggers to the teams to the riders to the guys running the whole thing. We wouldn't be here without them. And you know, it was a shortened series. It was a weird series, we'll call it in a way. But I think everyone's pretty happy it happened. And you know, it's hats off to everybody. It was pretty cool that we're still here and we're still racing dirt bikes.
Nice, yeah. I'm glad you threw the thank yous in there for sure. Thanks to everyone that you mentioned there. That for giving us a place to come, good place to have fun, place to talk about racing, and we're gonna do it all again next year when we find out. Hopefully, we get back to some normalcy next year.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right, Greg. Hey, thank you very much for hanging out with us and doing these things. We got a lot of other little projects coming up too, so that's gonna be kind of fun as well. So watch for those, and I think that's gonna do it, man. We're gonna hit the road, and that's gonna do it for another year.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Thank you.